We are back for wealth talks in the car. We are making sure that we are going live again. I got my streaming software together. I got my everything going on, but I just wanted to come and just connect with you all because it's so important that we're able to have these conversations because a lot of people are just moving throughout the week. It's Wednesday. How can I keep going? And that's why I want you to continue to stop, keep that conversation going so that we can be able to go and have these critical conversations about wealth. Because a lot of people think, why am I building wealth if there's no real purpose in doing it? And to me, it's just always like we have all these different creators out there, understanding that everything that you see online is a lie. And all these different creators, people that have nice cars, that go on expensive vacations, that are going and becoming successful. And a lot of people think that just because that they don't reach that milestone, that they're not successful. But in reality, that should be someone that's the exception, but it's not necessarily the standard. The standard of regular everyday people is really being able to go and live their life, live for their whatever their means, live below their means, keep all their things that they have met. And then of course being able to have the freedoms that life gives you with having financial freedom. And just because you're someone that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30s, and not someone that has all these things. Okay, back to it. That just because you're someone that doesn't have all these different things. Okay, let me see this. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So just because you're someone that doesn't have all these great things doesn't mean that you're not successful. And I think that's the biggest thing that you understand as someone that's young. Because a lot of people say that, yes, I want someone that's making 6 to 7 figures. I want someone that's a provider, but they don't see someone that is actually going to help and serve towards their goals. They're looking at someone who's making a paycheck amount, but does this person align with your vision? Does this person align with your future? Does this person have the potential of being able to care for someone? And a lot of people will pass up on that person that's true for them because they may not have the money, they might not have all the looks, they might not have all the popularity. But the thing is, in your twenties, is your twenties is meant to build, and most people that's in their 20s are looking to figure out who they are and not even close to their potential. A lot of people would look for that finished product but miss out on the amazing potential partner that they could have had for the rest of your life. So make sure that you're able to go and utilize people who align with you and your future. Because that's one of the most important things that people undermine going and starting to build wealth and find a significant other. Because the biggest investment someone can make is in that person, that partner, future wife, that future husband. And it's up to you to decide that. So be able to find that person. If people's watching this, if people if you're tuned and your friends, your families, because this is a critical conversation. And I want to make sure that people are making something a priority for their family. Because a lot of people well, really think about the long term effects, things like that, to actually go and make it happen. So as we talk, I'm just always about just going do whatever. Because what I do is like I make sure this is not just for me, but it's for my community. The more that my community, the people in Chicago can be that they're successful, the more that I can continue to grow up and be fine. Understanding that someone just on the south side of Chicago can be just as successful as somebody anywhere in the world. And they just need a level of exposure and a level of opportunities that other people can have. So the more that we can really go and share, the more that we can continue to grow, and the more that we can learn from each other, the more we can really see great things happen. So definitely being able to just do that for it's a conversation that people don't want to even have. But it's really that's the biggest thing. And the people ask me, a lot of people ask me what is my real motive, like in everything, while I do certain things. And for me, it's really just about being able to build something Understanding that, like, yes, it's about working. You can work a job. Nothing's wrong with working a job, but just being able to build something that hasn't existed before, and just seeing people's life being changed, because that's something a lot of people don't realize. That yeah, people do it for the money, whatever reason that is, but when more people do it for the actual value of others, you can see more things come back. Which a lot of people get and they just want to go and just make a lot of money. But real business is done by being able to provide value, be able to provide service to others. And more doors have opened up for me when I focus more on that passion and that service towards others. And it allows things to come and open for more successful people, the more things that be able to came back multiplied in my life. So I definitely say that's one of the biggest things I can say for people that's doing that. And then a lot of people talk about like building wealth in a lot of my discipline. Because the thing about me is I'm someone who understands that I'm building wealth in the places that have had decades of disinvestment, decades of, of opportunity. A lot of people talk about, yeah, people think that Elon Musk was the first world's first trillionaire, but Elon Musk wasn't even close. People like Master Musa were the first world's first trillionaires back in my talk about Elon Musk holding a whole entire sector. Musa controlled the entire economy, whole entire gold pipelines, whole entire diaspora, whole entire world, controlling the world supply of communities, gold, information, many different things. And we think about Elon Musk, but really history doesn't want to showcase the aspect of someone that's successful like me. So people don't see that liberation that they actually are. Understanding that when you see a group of people that's been oppressed for so long, that when they see someone that's like them that's successful, that can continue to put people into uprising. That's why they don't talk about the Haitian Revolution. That's why they don't show the Black Panther Party. That's why they don't show the Nation of Islam. That's why they don't show different prominent leaders in specific areas, because they want a specific group of people to stay and be suppressed. But you understand your true value, your true worth, your true history, and what people kind of sold, the lies that were told. Understanding that that's where a group of people to continue up. And that's why I teach outside Chicago. Understanding that each and every single one of them deserve to be kings, deserve to be queens, and they deserve to be not just in money, but in mindset, not just in mindset, but in health, not just in health, but in relationships, but not just in relationships, but also in their purpose. Because if you have all this money, but you don't have no purpose, then you see that everything around us continues just to be the way it is. And that's why you have all these different athletes, why you have all these different rappers, that's why you have all these different actors in the entertainment industry where they don't have their purpose. It doesn't matter if you have it all if you don't have something that you're following. And that's the biggest thing that people don't understand, that it takes that. It's not just about the money. Everybody wants to get the bag. The black community is the only community that puts people at the forefront that are in low levels of activities. Like black people are the only people that put people in suppressed low level black people in positions where they're the face of the generation. Like you have a whole entire thing talking about scamming, talking about doing illegal activities, but we can never something that's positive, such as getting ownership, such as getting business, such as getting financial literacy. The thing is, real, you may never see it to a point where financial literacy, because people will rather be in this position where they have a quick dopamine rush, whether that's talking about a sports team, whether it's talking about sports betting, whether it's talking about whatever fast thing that they can get as far as making money, but they don't actually present things that take long discipline, because you don't get a dopamine rush from business. You got to wake up and do things that you're not supposed to do. You have to wake up and do things when you don't feel like doing, because you have obligations, because you have responsibilities, and you have a greater purpose. Understand that you got to eat off of this income, or you got to go and make sure that this client gets delivered properly. And that's you do make the statements, but you're able to respond and apologize, and keep yourself back on track. And the thing about me is understanding, like for me, when I understand that I can be successful as far as my fitness, as far as an athlete, I can be successful in any other aspect of life. Because if I can go and lift 220 pounds 10 times, I know I can go out there and make a sale for something that's amazing. That's gonna add value to people. With like a lot of people will go out here and spend money at Louis Vuitton, they'll spend money at all these different companies that don't support them, don't support their vision, but they can't go out there and promote their business or promote themselves for something greater. And that's the biggest thing that's a mindset shift. And a lot of people think it's like I like being able to see places where people can be able to be empowered. Like that's why it's important from the things that you eat, from the things that you hear, and the things that you hang around, because all that stuff matters. A lot of people just don't realize that. Yeah, you gotta stay woke, but like at the same time, you have to realize that there's so much opportunity out there, but we're more distracted and we're more divided. So it's super important to understand that wealth is one of the greatest opportunities, and just be able to just have understanding that like we need to have these conversations about building places for us to be able to thrive. We talk about family offices. We need to build family offices and building not just the money aspect, but be able to control ourselves like institutions. When people have family offices or they'll be able to build immense amounts of wealth, they have certain values that their family stand for, whether that's whatever religion, whether that's whatever business, that's whatever to a morality that they stand for as a family. And if someone doesn't align with that standpoint of the family, they don't receive the funds. And the thing is that family offices is not just about the money, but it's a mindset. Understanding that you have to be, you do business with other places, you do businesses with banks, you do businesses with social media, you do businesses with different platforms, but we can do businesses with other families. Whether family is going to go build wealth and turn that those people when they blow up, that they are one of those people. Once these people do blow up, is like another. It's like they already blew up because a lot of people they try to go and try to have one video go viral, and then when they realize that they don't actually have some sort of community or some sort of thing they actually built over the course of time, a lot of people are not going to go and stand for it because you have to add value, you have to add community, you have to add something that's going to keep people to stay, not just for one video, but for a whole entire network or catalog of content. So instead of looking for being able to build and get viral, find ways to build some sort of catalog, build some sort of community, so that when people go and you have that video that blows up and can go and follow and watch your other videos. And when they watch your other videos, they can actually get to know and see the process of you growing. Because a lot of people want to see it, people don't want to see the finished product. They want to see the process of you growing as you go and build. Because a lot of people that know me from when I started, they saw me back when I had the suit and I didn't have any followers or they have any sort of sponsors or any sort of events. And they saw me go from that to being featured in the Black Enterprise ABC7, working with the mayor's office, all that sort of stuff. But they saw me as the 19-year-old college student that was maybe a little awkward, but who was able to build his confidence. And now they see me as the person who I am today, working all across the country as a speaker. But they see that I'm still a real person because they saw me from when I was down and they see me continue to come up. And I feel like a lot of people, as they realize that, they get to more to build relationships with you for who you are, not just because you're making good content, because views can come and go, but community is something that stays forever. And if you're able to build some sort of community, you can build something that long lasts for generations, not just today. And the one thing I love about like streaming, the future of streaming is not just about entertainment. In the future, the world is going to be built by creators that are not just people who are doing for likes, not just people that's doing things just to impress people, but people who's actually genuinely adding value to people's lives. Like if you're making people's life healthier, you're making people wealthy, you're making people I feel a sense of community. Those are the types of people that can be able to be the next level of streamers. Streamers a new era. Whether you're somebody that wants to talk about yoga and fitness, or you're someone that wants to go and help somebody build wealth, they don't want to just see the highlight reels. They want to see the reality. And as more people get more disconnected from reality and artificial intelligence, people are going to be in more augmented reality because they don't know what to trust online. You got AI actors, you got AI creators, you got AI algorithms. But as people see that, they want to see things that are real. So people that's in Gen Z and millennials and all this new Gen AI are going to continue to see people who are going to be able to connect, are really authentic with people. So use the you have about 30 years left to build this new opportunity to be a creator. Because once the creator opportunity closes, new things will continue to come to new heights. So continue to build that journey and continue to share your story because you never know what's going to happen next, but it's up to you to decide how you're going to do it. And for me, it's understanding that, like I said, I'm not more than just an entrepreneur. I'm a student. I'm a brother. I'm a fitness person. I love health. I love wealth. I love all different avenues. I'm going to continue to share more of my story and help I can inspire other people to help build their story up, build their platforms, build their creativity. Because Chicago is amazing. Chicago is bright. We just need to understand that we need to position the next level of creators to be able to build these level of platforms of AI, build these levels of things in entrepreneurship, build the next level of creators that's going to inspire and not take people apart. And we are building that with Social Storm, and we will continue to do that moving forward. I'll be doing a part two very soon. I know my brother's about to get out, so I'm gonna be able to go and open this back up so I can be able to go and get ready for y'all day. Y'all stay blessed. I will talk to you all very soon.